The major thing that I absolutely loved about this game was just the replayability. So I did several playthroughs of this game, and every playthrough I did, I always ran across a new quest line that I've never done in the previous one. And that's what was so special about this game, is that it doesn't have like 700 million markers on the map to show you exactly where to go and what to do all the time. So you still have to kind of explore. Some of like the best parts about this game is that you can choose to fast travel everywhere. So I haven't been to any of these places over here. I don't know if this is because of the version that I'm using or whatever, but I've never been to Anvil on foot, but I could still teleport over there if I wanted to. So like it's pretty easy to like get to the point if you want to, but if you want to actually explore and walk on foot and like discover shit, you could still do that too, which is great. I like the option of having both. And then going back to basically the way story is formatted in this game, like you could seriously go through multiple playthroughs and run across a new NPC in the world that may need your help, or probably just randomly come up to you and say, hey, there's something going on with my sister and I need you to go rescue her. You know, like stuff like that happens pretty often, to the point where it's like, damn, I feel like I'm playing a brand new game every single time. Like it's kind of crazy, you know. And I really hope going into the next Elder Scrolls game, when we go into Elder Scrolls 6, that they still keep this fundamental gameplay element in this game, you know, in that game, I mean, so that, you know, there's a little bit more mystery and more like replay value to it. Because I really hate the Ubisoft thing that most games do now, where they just like literally paint the map with all sorts of icons and all sorts of bullshit. Like they don't let you like figure it out yourself. And I respect that this game just lets you discover it on your own, instead of like forcing it down your throat. You know what I mean? So I really love how this game is formatted. Also with the stories itself, like the quest, sometimes you have to actually read the quest. Like this, I have fenced over 100 gold worth of goods. I should go speak to, like, sometimes you have to actually read that stuff, and you go, oh, because you'll click on it and they won't show you an icon exactly where the guy is. Sometimes you have to actually read, and it will say he's on the dock at midnight and blah blah blah, you know. So that's the kind of things that's pretty awesome about this game, is that you have to actually use your brain sometimes, you know. And a lot of games these days are just on autopilot. They just, you know, they show you shit and that's it. And yeah, that's why the majority of the games these days I really don't like, because of that. And the best storyline in this game is definitely the Dark Brotherhood. I fucking love it. I remember when I discovered it the first time when I was like 19 years old playing this game, and the thing that was so crazy to me is that I've never seen it. I did like multiple playthroughs, and I accidentally killed somebody that was innocent. I didn't know he was innocent. I thought he was a bad guy because he was inside of a cave, and he was sleeping on a bed in the cave. So I assumed he was a bandit. So I murdered him in his sleep, which is fucked up. But anyway, when I did that, I did even more fucked up thing, and I slept in his bed with his body still there. And when I woke up, the main guy from the Dark Brotherhood showed up in my face and scared the shit out of me. Because you know how it is with this game, they do like this crazy jump scare shit when the NPC would come out of nowhere and then they'll zoom the camera to their face. That's scary. Like it's it's got me a few times in my playthrough now, where I'm just kind of playing and then like and then it just throws it in my face. Like it's scary sometimes when you're not expecting it, especially when you're in a cave and you're kind of exploring and it's dark and it has the ambient like creepy music and shit, and it's hilarious. But yeah, that moment alone with the Dark Brotherhood was so special to me, because it like gave me chills seeing it. And then going through the storyline, the story was actually really good compared to Skyrim's version of the Dark Brotherhood is garbage compared to this one, because of just not only the writing but also the way it was formatted. Because there was no way that I would have been able to see that if I didn't accidentally murder an innocent person. You know what I mean? I didn't do any research on guides. I didn't do anything. Like, then that's the best part about this game, is that when you don't do any research at all and you're just kind of playing the game as is, you'll discover so much shit that would just like blow your mind. Because when you're constantly reading a guide or watching a YouTube video or all that stuff, you're spoiling yourself every single time. That's why I don't ever try to like research stuff unless I'm stuck, like completely stuck. So that's the awesome part about this game. That's why I highly recommend this game for anybody that hasn't played Oblivion. Like, super recommended. Of course, the graphics are dated as fuck, but there is modding, so there's a lot of modding you could do to up the texture quality and all that stuff. I'm playing it raw right now, so this is the normal graphics. The biggest downsides to this game, just thinking about the negative stuff that they really need to fix on Elder Scrolls 6, is obviously the combat system, because the combat system is absolute trash. Like, it's just a whack-a-mole fest. You just do this, and then you maybe throw a spell in between or whatever. Like, but it's shitty. It's a shitty combat system. I'm hoping for something more in depth, something where like actual parrying and blocking and like dodging and stuff like that, like similar to what we see in like Dark Souls, but doesn't need to copy that style. But you know what I mean? Like, it's something more like strategic and stuff. Like, I want to see some strategy involved with it. So that would be great. An AI that actually functions, because the AI just run at you like dead on. They don't try to avoid you or anything. Like, I would love to see like an AI system similar to like The Division or maybe Halo, where they actually run and cover and they hide behind a wall, or they'll try to like flank you and stuff like that. The Division especially has the best AI system I've ever seen in a video game, where they actually try to go around and figure out a way to get to your back and shoot you in your back. Like, that's fucking awesome. Like, I would love to see something like that in you know, Bethesda games in general, because that straight up they just run to your face. Like, that's stupid as hell. So most of the time you just kite them backwards like this. You just walk straight back and you keep throwing a spell at them in their face until they die, and that's it. Like, it's super easy mode a lot of times, unless they hit really hard, and that's the scary thing, but that's different. And then another thing is just like the simple quality of life stuff, which I'm sure that they will get. But like, when you go to sell items, and especially in this game, you have to sell every item like individually pretty much, unless it's stacked with like 10 items or whatever. Then it'll ask you, oh, do you want to sell the whole 10? But that's usually the only time you're able to do it. Even if it's a stack of 2, you have to sell them individually one by one, and you have to click like, are you sure you want to sell? Yes. You can't just press enter or like just click through or whatever. So it's really annoying to like sell stuff and manage inventory. You know what's another weird thing about the voice acting in this game? Because I really like the voice acting of some of the characters. Some of them are shitty, but then there's a lot of them that are really good. But they do this weird thing where the voice would change sometimes, especially with the homeless people. You'll talk to them and they'll be like, oh, thank you, sir. Thank you so much. And then once you leave the conversation, they'll be like, all right, have a nice day.
I'm so hungry.
Thank you, kind sir.
There's a new ship moored up in the waterfront district. The Marie Elena. It's a galleon, I think.
Blessings of Julianus upon ye.
You know, so it's like their voice actor changed like mid voice act. It's so stupid. And of course the graphics dated as fuck, but I'm sure that the Elder Scrolls 6 is gonna look pretty good. Other than that, in 2023, I still highly recommend this game. I give it a 4 out of 5, only because the combat system is clunky as hell. But if it wasn't for that, it would have been an easy 5.